Well, hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheraton Park Farms. Welcome back to the farm. So it's another beautiful day here in the western part of North Carolina. We've got some cows that we need to move. I found a little chore that I'm gonna need to take care of as part of moving those cows, and I've got something new on my mind today. So hang around to the end, we'll talk about that. But for the time being, let's go get those cows moved. Let's get a little fence line cleared and see if we can beat this heat. Man, it's hot today. I need to shave. Hang out with us for a little bit. Well, we've got a minor problem. So this looks like a limb that has fallen out of this white oak tree that broke out right there and has fallen on the fence. So Sandra mentioned this the other day and I had not come down here to look at it. So I was coming down to set everything up for the cattle to get them moved, and here it is. So got a mess. Daggone. One little issue that I've got is I've got the front end loader off of the Coyote, so I can't put the grapple on to come down here and get it. So I'm going to have to run back up, get the, well, I could probably go ahead and get the cows moved. I may do that. I may go ahead and move the cows because it's hot. I'm going to go and get the cows moved and then come back and manage this little deal. I've got to get that off of there so that we can turn the fence back on. So, man, it's a mess. So, I don't know what all the ruckus was. I think the cows heard me twisting that reel, but they've all ran down to the fence above the road. They're above the road right now, but they all ran down to the fence. I heard a ruckus. I think they're excited about moving. So, got our fence up, got our line up. I've got to go over here. This is the paddock they're going to be in. They'll be in here for a couple of days because I've got to be gone tomorrow and the next day. But we got the water set up. Newman came out and done this earlier today. So we're getting the water filled back up. I had to move it around a little bit, but we're in good shape there. So we'll check this wire, make sure we're good to go. We'll walk them across the road. All right, so I've rode this paddock and I've got a wire that goes along the side behind the barn down to the bottom of the hill on the back. Rode it, had a couple of limbs that had fallen across it, and that's just temporary wire. So I fixed that back real quick. What I want to show y'all, this is exciting. This is fantastic stuff. So this little field right here is where we were feeding hay back in the winter. And I'll try to find some footage and put up right here of what that looked like. And it was beat up. I mean, y'all, it was beat up bad. It was a mess. But this is crazy. I mean, the amount of grass that's come back, the different species that we've got in here, plantain, orchard grass, just a little bit of everything. Fescue. I mean, everything looks really, really nice, thick. I mean, this is some thick stuff, very thick stuff. So I mean, this is what you're going to get when you unroll hay. And you know, I've had people tell me I was wasting hay and all that kind of thing. Well, they may not eat all of it. They may not eat all of it as much as they do if you're going to put it in a hay ring. But the residual benefits from putting that carbon down, and there's seeds in that hay, the residual benefits that you're getting from that carbon in those seeds is this. This is what this looks like. This is our compost pile, which is not very orderly. Got a bunch of old spiny pigweed growing in it. But like right here, here's another. I mean, look at this. I mean, that's better than knee high. I mean, some of that's even waist high on me. I mean, it's just crazy good stuff. So this kind of tells me probably what we need to do this winter is unroll hay on some other parts of the farm and maybe move a little bit more, unroll a little bit, unroll hay in some different areas and kind of spread that love a little bit. Back here, we did unroll some hay back in here. It's still pretty good. There's a lot of dry material that's still kind of standing because we've only grazed this back here, this back portion, once this summer, I think. I think we've only grazed it once, maybe twice. But at any rate, we got a real nice spot for them to come to. Big area, plenty of grass. They'll be here for a couple days. We're doing a little bit more of a prescriptive grazing right now, as opposed to just raw daily moves. Trying that a little bit, you know, just trying some different stuff. If something's working on your farm or not working on your farm, sometimes you need to just shake it up a little bit, try something a little different. So they're all down. Looks like about everybody. They're all down here. They know what's about to happen. They're smart cows. Shoo, mercy. Y'all, it's hot today. Look at the temperature before I came out. It's 5 o'clock now. It's after 5, I guess. What time is it? It's 5:23. Looked at the thermometer before I came out. It said 92 with a real field temperature like 102 or 103. And dadgum, I believe it. All right. Got the gate closed down here at the end of the driveway. Shoo. And got me just a little temporary deal between the buggy and the other fence over there. So let's see if anybody's interested in going to a new piece of ground. Woo, cow! Woo, cow! Come on, cows. Woo, cow! Hoping the ones that are back here in the back will come on out this direction. Woo, cow! Woo, cow! Just a little bit here. Come on, cows. You ready? All right. Big mama cow. Out here slinging slobber everywhere. Yeah, see, this is what I was afraid of. Now we got a couple of goobers up here that are lost. Reuben, no. Woo, cow. Mongo, hey big guy. Reuben, no. Yeah, this is what I was afraid was going to happen. Kind of hard to do this by yourself. See, they're wanting to go where they go. And this one's a little high-headed. He's a little flighty. Let's see if we can turn him around. All right. Scoot, scoot. Scoot, scoot. 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 Reuben, no. All right. Scoot, scoot. Scoot, scoot. Good, baby. Reuben, no. Scoot, scoot. Scoot, scoot. Reuben, no. So when you're working cows like this, you want to be nice and slow and quiet and not have your blue heeler raising cane. Scoot, scoot. Let's go, babies. He's just rambunctious. Reuben, no. Reuben, here. There we go. Moving these animals, just you want to give them a clue what you want them to do. You want them to move, go forward, turn right, turn left. Give them a clue, and then once they start doing that, back your pressure off. That lets them know they're doing the right thing and they're doing what you want them to do, and they'll respond. There's no need to cowboy and hoop and holler and raise all manners of fuss with them. Reuben, no. Reuben's just got this instinct to herd. All right, that was easy. You know, other than those three that kind of went in the wrong direction. But here we are. It's interesting they've gone this way. Of course, I've got the gate. You got the gate right there, but interesting they've gone this way, because that's not, I mean, it's good grass, but not near as good as what's behind us. All right. Now, I guess we need to cut a tree off the fence. All right, this thing was a little bit bigger than I thought. So it landed on the fence, and here's the fence right there. So we got high tensile. This should spring back. We're going to see here in just a minute. But this is a big old limb. I mean, there's daggone. There's a lot of wood in there. And this is a white oak, out of that white oak tree right there. And it looks like it's got a couple of dead limbs up there. That one's dying. And then it looks like it scuffed the side of the tree right there as it came down. This is a big, pretty good sized limb. So got most of it. I'm going to have to cut right here a little more and right over here to release it. And I think that'll let the fence stand back up. We'll see. Problem is, I'll be careful with the chainsaw. A bunch of rocks in here. I don't want to get into that with my saw blade, my chain. So I'm going to cut this one back over there a little bit. Then I'll come over here and cut this one back towards the base a little bit. And that should get it released and get the fence to snap back up. We'll see. All right, that was a little tricky. That was a little tricky. I about fell down the bank into the creek because right there it's straight down. So what was happening was downward pressure on this limb over here as I was cutting it. It was causing it to bow back upward and put upward pressure on and pinch the bar. So I ended up going back a little bit and making an upcut, and that was able to free it. One thing did happen. This post right here has gotten pulled out of the ground. So we'll just bring a sledgehammer back out here. Shoo, mercy, and beat it back in. But here's the thing about this high tensile wire. If this had been wove wire, field fence, barbed wire, we would have had to cut it out, splice a section in, and replace it. With this high tensile, it just bends it over, and you cut whatever's on it off, and it usually will just spring back up. This time we had a post to come out. But if all I have to do, cut a few limbs, drive a post to fix this fence back as opposed to replacing a bunch of it, I count that as a win. So, all right, we got that done. I've got a bunch of brush out here. Like I said, I've got the front end. I've got the front end loader off the Coyote, which is the only thing I've got that will run the grapple. So I have to get that back on and come out here and get this mess cleaned up. But this little bit of a nuisance, but that's part of it. And that tree's over on the neighbor's property, so if it was mine, I'd probably go ahead and cut it down, but it's not. So but that's all right. That's what happens when you're living on a farm. Shoo, mercy, it is hot. Got those cows moved, got the fence cleared off. That high tensile works great. You get something on it, cut it off, usually it pops right back up. Like I said, I want to drive a T-post, but big deal, no problem. Beats replacing a bunch of stuff. Doing a little bit more of a prescriptive type grazing. We're putting the cattle on bigger spots for a couple of days as opposed to smaller spots, and move them every day, and have not seen an appreciable difference in the way the grass is growing. It still seems to be doing really, really well. But what I am noticing is the cows seem to have great condition, putting on weight, looking good. And I just think that they're performing a little bit better like that. They're eating a little bit more of the grass. We're not leaving quite as much behind, but everything's growing really good. We've had plenty of rain. So like I said, sometimes you got to try something. Even if something's kind of working, sometimes you got to mix it up a little bit and try something a little bit different and see if there's a different or a better way to do things. Beginning of the video, I said there was something on my mind. I'm reluctant to talk about this. There are enough YouTube channels and social media folks out there that peddle. They make a living peddling fear, and that is not at all what this is. But I do want to say There are some things that are starting to pop up in the news that are reminiscent of a little over 3.5 years ago. About 3.5 years ago now. That it seems like there's maybe a resurgence in things. So don't know what that's going to look like. But what I do want to say is, and I'm not peddling fear, be prepared. We've all been through this. We've all lived through this. Some have come out better than others. But there were some lessons that we could have learned from version 1, I guess you could call it. Know your local farmer. Know where you can buy fresh meats and vegetables. Go ahead and make connection with them now. Probably not a bad idea to stock up a little bit. You know, if you can buy 10 pounds of ground beef, a quarter cow, a whole cow, whatever it may be. If you have the capacity, go ahead and store up. That's good practice anyway. That's just a good idea, is to have stores of food back. We still got some summertime left. It's not too late to be canning and freezing some things. Can some tomatoes, some green beans, freeze some corn. You know, there's lots of different things that you can do to kind of build up your larder at home and have some food stores. You know, we all remember a couple of years ago whenever food was everybody got kind of weird about the whole thing. You know, we had processing plants shutting down. Meat was kind of hard to come by in grocery stores and that sort of thing. Don't know that we'll get there. There's no way to predict. There's just no way. But be prepared. That's just good practice. If you're farming, go ahead and make you some appointments for some animals that you know are going to be ready 6-12 months down the road. You know, we all ran into that last time. Before the thing, we were able to call up our processor and say, hey, we got 3 pigs. Can you do them? Yeah, can you bring them on Wednesday? And we would do that. And now we make appointments, 6 months out. So if you're farming, go ahead and be making you some appointments for some animals. Get them on the books. Worst case scenario, they're not ready. You can cancel those appointments, trade them with a friend, trade them with another farmer in your area, whatever the case may be. Check with some of the hatcheries. Maybe go ahead and, if you can, order for a couple months down the road. If you're going to be needing some chickens or that kind of thing, go ahead and be ordering. If you're going to be needing piglets, reach out to your piglet supplier and say, hey, have you got any piglets coming on? Can I go ahead and reserve 5, 10, 3, 1, 25, however many it is that you need? But just be planning, be prepared. And like I say, that's good practice no matter what's going on in the world, no matter what's going on in the media. But just be prepared. Have yourself ready. Have your family ready. Have your house ready, and make good choices. Just make good choices. I think that's the main thing. So we're doing that here. We've put back, and we've canned a bunch of green beans. We've canned a bunch of tomatoes. We've frozen some corn. We've canned peaches. We've got jelly in the freezer. We've got a whole freezer full of meat, of course. So I think we're in pretty good shape. There's some holes in our plan that we need to work on, but there always will be. So just keep improving, keep getting better, and be ready for worst case scenario. That's all. I think that's all I need to say about that. So again, not peddling any fear, not trying to be, off grid with him and her, or some mountain range homestead, or some of those folks that's all they do is just peddle. I mean, it's all they talk. Sky's falling, sky's falling. No, it's not. The good Lord's got this in his hands, and we're all going to be okay. So, like I always say, please keep us in your prayers. May God bless you and your families, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks.